Well, I brought something in
Great.
today that is very much in the TOFOP oeuvre of topics we like to discuss. I'll let you guess. What's one of our most off-discussed hypotheticals?
Time travel. You brought in a time travel.
Time
You brought in
travel.
a
Did you see?
time travel machine.
Yeah,
A
time travel machine.
DeLorean.
And
You
here
come
it is.
here in a
Yeah.
DeLorean.
It's called tequila. No, did you see this article? This was published today on the 7 News website. The headline is, I invented a time machine to save my father's life.
Oh, okay. I'm curious.
Professor Ron Mallett isn't kidding when he says that time travel is real. Not only is it real, he knows exactly how to do it.
I'm suspicious.
So I've read this article. Let me just say they're
He
overcooking
does not
it a little
know
bit.
how to do it.
They bold it. They put exactly all in capital letters. And
Okay.
having read that, just call your jets a little bit, Seven.
All right.
Okay. So hang on. I've just hit an autoplay video. Speaking to 7news.com.au, Ron said that his interest in time travel began when he was just a boy. He knew an old professor that everyone told him was crazy. It's a passion that was born out of personal tragedy. Ronald Mallett grew up in the Bronx, New York, the oldest of 4 children to Dorothy and Boyd Mallett. He was incredibly close to his father. For me, the sun rose and set on him. He spent a lot of time with me. His father, Boyd, was a television repairman, but instilled in young Ron a passion for science and reading. It's a shame that Boyd Mallett wasn't like a carpenter.
I know.
or a
I
builder.
agree with you. I was hoping there would be some sort of mallet reference as well. I was really like, let's go back to the granddad. What did the granddad do?
No, it's his dad. It was his dad.
No,
Boyd
but
Mallett.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm happy to go back as far as we can to find an original mallet.
Let's fire up this time machine and find out. What your grandfather did.
That's the actual use.
When Boyd was 33 years old, he died suddenly of a massive heart attack. Now, sorry, the sentence is actually, but when Boyd was just 33 years old, he died suddenly of a massive heart attack. Now, I don't want to sound unkind, but can you be just 33 when your father dies? I mean, depending on, it's the age. Oh, sorry, I get it. Sorry. The father was 33. It wasn't.
I believe so. Otherwise,
I misread that.
It's quite sad, but you had a good run.
Yeah. You're 33. Come on. It left 10-year-old Rob distraught. It completely devastated my life. I went from being a really happy, gregarious kid to becoming depressed. His way of coping was to indulge in those passions of science and reading. About a year after he died, I came across a book that changed my life. It was the classic illustrated version of the H.G. Wells classic, The Time Machine. And in it, at the very first page, it says, scientific people know very well that time is just a kind of space, and we can move forward and backward in time just as we can in space. And when I saw those words, it was like a life preserver. I thought if I had a time machine, I could go back to the past and save his life. I think this is a great, like if you were writing a Hollywood film about time travel, this is a perfect wound. This is a great motivation for your character. Instantly, Ron was inspired. He wanted to build a time machine to save his dad from dying. You know what? I thought I might be able to put something together that looked like the machine on the cover. And of course, I had bicycle parts and all the television parts of my father's and everything. And of course, it didn't work.
This is much funnier if we imagine him being 33, not 10.
Yeah. But that didn't deter Ron. He became obsessed with science. Unable to afford college, Ron enlisted in the army. After serving, he was entitled to a subsidied university degree. He worked hard and after many years earned a PhD in physics, specializing in Einstein's theory of relativity. Einstein was become Mallett's second hero after his father.
And so after he saved his father's life, he was going to go back and save Einstein's life.
They've included a photo of Albert Einstein in the article, and the caption says Albert Einstein. It's like possibly one of the most recognizable faces in the world. But, of course. It's his theory that really does say there is a real possibility of time travel. Einstein developed two theories. One was developed in 1905. That was called the special theory of relativity. To put that in a nutshell, what he said that time can be altered by speed. Mallet gives the example of astronauts traversing space in a rocket that's traveling close to the speed of light. Time would pass differently on Earth than it would for the people in the rocket. They would actually come back finding out that they're only a few years older, but the decades have passed here on Earth, he says. In other words, it's the interstellar phenomenon. I think that's what Einstein called it, the interstellar time travel. So this is very real. We've seen the baby steps of it. How about time travel to your past? Well, that was something that I was particularly interested in, and it turns out that it cannot happen with Einstein's special theory of relativity. No matter how fast you go, you cannot go back in time. So does it mean it's not possible? Well, it turns out that Einstein developed a second theory that allows for the possibility of time travel, not only to the future, but also to the past. It was called his general theory of relativity. And this theory is really a theory of gravity.
I mean, here's what I would say about Albert Einstein, though. Like, he undersold the second theory because it's actually a much better theory. But the first one was called the special theory, and this one's just the general theory. This is like a marketing issue.
Well, it kind of feels like a B-side. I feel like general theory is like, I've got my hit single. Special's going to be
Special
the hit.
theory. I'm going to love forever, man. Like, I love special theory. I've loved you since special theory. What's this general theory?
This is more for the hardcore Einstein heads. What are Einstein's fans called? The
Steinies.
The Steinies. That probably sounds like a cult.
The Steiners.
You're a Steiners.
The Einsteins. The Albertos. The Birdies.
The Birdie's Beatles.
Birdie's Beatles. The Beatles.